Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So Tyrese Gibson is asking for privacy for himself and his wife after he brought his divorce to social media when nobody asked, no one talked about him, nothing, absolutely no one asked for this. But he brought it himself and he's asking for privacy. Anyway, that's not what my video is about. I want to talk about Tyrese though. So Tyrese is divorcing his wife Samantha, right? We all heard that. But what I want to talk about is this. I feel like Tyrese and his wife are trying really hard to convince the rest of the world that they are still happy and still love each other and still respect each other and still blah blah blah, right? But I feel like they're just trying really hard to express that, especially since nobody asked them. If someone is trying very hard to make you see something, it's because they don't believe that you can see it. And the reason why they don't believe that you can see it is because they know it's not there. I'm not saying it's not possible for them to be happy and have respect for each other and all of that. But you know what? This divorce is still in its beginning stages. They still are yet to work out a lot of things. It's not finalized yet. Now, after the divorce is final, if they still feel this way about each other, then I will believe it. But right now, I do not believe this at all. I think that Tyrese is the one pushing this extreme love and respect through our divorce agenda, not really his wife, because she pretty much just minds her business. But Tyrese is the one pushing this. And the reason why I say this is this, okay? Tyrese truly believed that he found the solution to all of his life's problems when he got married to Samantha. He criticized all types of women. He criticized black women a lot, but not just black women. He criticized all women, women who have surgery, women that wear extensions, women that that have a certain type of look, you know. And he just criticized a lot of different types of women. And in the midst of criticizing women, he complimented natural women that have never had surgery and and don't wear extensions and all of that. And he did that as a way to kind of separate women, to say, okay, you guys are natural, so you're cool with me, I will hang out with you because you know you match, you meet my standards. And then those other women are the ones I'm talking about, so those of you that I'm not talking about should support me, and let's all group together and bash these other women that have a different look, that by the way has nothing to do with anyone but their own preference. And he did that. He did that on purpose. He complimented certain types of women while criticizing other types of women. And women that are not smart will fall for that and say, well, I'm not part of the group that he criticized, so I'm not going to call him out. I'm going to support what he said because I agree. So there are people who actually fall for that, but I can see right through that. And Tyrese is the worst kind of human being. At least he used to be. I don't know if he's changed. It's possible that he has. I don't believe that he has, but you know what? It's possible. And he is the worst kind of person because he's the sort of person that separates people and then tries to recruit other people to criticize the people that he does not like. I mean, it's one thing if you don't like a group of people and you criticize them. It's a totally different thing if you try to recruit other people and try to get as many people on your side as possible, because that's just wrong and evil. And that is what Tyrese does. He is still a child. He's this kind of he's a kind of man that will never grow up. Really, he will just remain a child forever. This divorce does not surprise me at all. I'm not going to say that it's 100% Tyrese's fault, because he's not the only person in the relationship. However, his track record is really, really bad. He just does not know how to speak to people. He does not know how to comport himself. And what he did to his ex-wife, I think her name is Norman or Norma. I forgot what her name is. But his wife before Samantha, what he did to her was simply unforgivable. And just to briefly touch on that, so if you guys remember, when Tyrese and his previous wife before Samantha were when they were going through their divorce and the custody battle for their daughter, Tyrese actually went on, I think he said this on his Instagram, and he said that he never wanted to marry her, and the only reason he married her is because he wanted his daughter close and in the same country as him, so that he doesn't have to fly out of the country every time to see her. And that was the only reason. The bitterness that you have to say something like that to someone that you loved and married and had a child with and built a family with is just extreme, in my opinion. Now, for a lot of people, he was just venting, he was just angry, and he said that. But here's how I see it. When he said that, what he was doing is this: he took one of that woman's most positive life experiences, which is her wedding and her marriage and her building a family with him. He took that positive, pleasant memory from history, brought it into the future, and squashed it underneath his foot. That's what he did when he said that. He wanted to really ruin not just the woman's present by tarnishing her image, but her past as well, by going back into her memory bank, taking something that he knows that she would value and just ruin it, basically. Because what is the point of him saying that? This woman, by the way, was not even saying much on social media. Sure, they were having fights behind the scenes, but she wasn't bringing all of these things to social media. Tyrese was the one coming to social media and just really trying to ruin that woman's positive memories. It's one thing if you're fighting with someone and you like insult them right then and there and say, oh, you look this and that. It's one thing to do that, but it's another thing to actually just ruin their memories with you while they were in a relationship with you and say, oh, you remember that good positive times that we have? Well, I didn't actually want to do it. And it's like, that's just cruel. I really do not have respect for Tyrese at all. And I feel like he is trying really, really hard to convince the world that he is happy and they're in a positive place, but there is no way. You cannot be in a positive place while you're getting a divorce. No way. It just, I mean, you might be trying to get to a positive place. As far as probably his wife, she's probably trying to find happiness somehow, but you cannot convince me that Tyrese is happy about this. After they work out their custody arrangement, I will be convinced if he says that they're still in a positive place, him and Samantha. But right now, he's just doing way too much, and they're both posting all this huge thesis of positivity towards themselves that I don't know if anybody is buying it. I'm not buying it. I don't know who he thinks he's lying to, but the Tyrese that I know is petty, childish, very vindictive, mean, cruel, and unless he's changed, I do not believe any of these things that he's posting. While addressing the divorce, Tyrese said, "Black families and marriages are under attack." What has that got to do with his divorce or his marriage? Nothing. Nobody attacks his family. His marriage marriage ended because he probably did not do something that he's supposed to do, or was not taking care of responsibility, or make certain changes that he's supposed to make, and vice versa with his wife. So I don't know what he's talking about when he says black families and marriages are under attack. He's just trying to politicize his divorce, and that's not going to work. This is his own personal issue. And by the way, the number one type of people that attack black families are people with mentalities such as Tyrese's. Because the way that he attacks black women, or he used to, he gave a fake apology, which I do not believe. If you're attacking a woman of a particular group, you are attacking the family, because the woman is a very important part of the family and the marriage as well. So he needs to look at himself before he looks at anyone else. I don't know who he's referring to when he says that black families and marriages are under attack, but hopefully he's referring to himself, because he does that too. So here's what I really think is pushing Tyrese to make these statements and say all these positive things towards his wife in the middle of a divorce. Tyrese, when he got married to Samantha, he gave the impression that he found a perfect human being that is a solution to his problems. His loneliness problem, and his all other women are imperfect problem, and his most women are not up to my standards, but she is. So he put so much on Samantha, and Tyrese advertised her so much while criticizing other women. And here's the thing. At the end of the day, Samantha is a human being. So when Tyrese did all of these things, he put so much pressure on his marriage to be perfect, and nobody's marriage is perfect. And the thing with putting responsibility outside of yourself in order to make your life appear perfect is that you no longer feel the need to change yourself. So all the important changes that he should make, and all the adjustments that he should make to make his marriage successful, he probably did not make it because he was too focused on the outside. And by the outside, I mean everything else but himself. He was too focused on his wife and how she appeared to others. He was too focused on the public's opinion of himself, his wife, his marriage. So he was still focused on outside of himself. So I highly doubt that he made any real significant changes to himself as a person to make himself a better person. So now that he has painted this perfect picture of his marriage and his wife, why is it that his marriage is ending? That is a question that he feels like he needs to address, and people are going to be wondering about. So in order to have people not have this negative opinion of him, he is writing all these fake positive posts about forever husband and respect and love and all of this, in order to hold on to the respect that he thinks people have for him and his family and his wife. And all of this pressure is just stuff that he is putting on himself. He placed all this pressure on himself. Nobody said they expected Tyrese's marriage to be perfect. Nobody really expects much of Tyrese, to be honest. But he just painted this picture as if he had it all figured out and everyone else is doing it wrong. So now that it's not working out, he, of course, is embarrassed. And he's trying to save face by saying that they still care about each other and they still really love each other, and that he's her forever husband. I don't know if she feels the same way about the forever husband part, because if she has the opportunity to be with someone better, more mature than Tyrese, who does not have self-hate issues, I am sure that she's not gonna sit around waiting for the so-called forever husband to finally grow up. She's gonna go along with the next person that's a better partner for her. So Tyrese just needs to stop trying to save face and stop shoving it down our throats that, they're still in a good place, because we know how petty Tyrese can be. If he does not have his way, Samantha is going to become a target just like the previous wife was. And she needs to be careful and tread lightly, because the thing with Tyrese is he goes into relationships with people, with women that are social media quiet. Okay, they're not very noisy, they're not very attention seeking, they just pretty much live their lives so that he's the loudest voice. And the thing with that is it really helps him get his way with them, because he can just go online and begin screaming and everyone will begin to support him and have empathy for him and turn on the former spouse, which is what they did to his previous wife. I hope that does not happen in this case, but we'll see. Anyway, that's all I want to say on Tyrese. I just felt like he was doing a little bit too much in trying to force us to think positively of him and his divorce, and he just needs to calm it down a little bit. That's all for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Bye guys.